Hi, I'm Tony, and today I'm going to show you how to make my Instant Pot Pinto Beans from plantbasedonabudget.com. I love making beans from scratch, but sometimes it can be a bit intimidating because of how long they take, and it requires hours on the stove top and making sure that you have enough water in the pot so things don't burn, so you have to be around to check on them. And that's why I like making my pinto beans in the Instant Pot, because it requires less effort and less time. The other thing to note about this recipe is that there is no soaking of the beans, so if you have forgotten, that's totally fine. You didn't need to soak it for 10 hours overnight. And I'm simply using regular pinto beans that are unseasoned and dry. I got mine at Walmart. They were about $1.10 per pound. I got the 32-ounce one, and that was $2.13. I'm going to start by adding 8 cups of water into my Instant Pot. My Instant Pot, you can see, is dented, and that is because I got it on a discount on Amazon. So if you shop on Amazon, you can go to the used section. That means someone has used it and returned it, and it can often be a lot cheaper. I think mine was $30 off, and it's only cosmetic. It doesn't impact the functionality of the Instant Pot. But you can also go on your local Buy Nothing group. I've seen them posted in our local Buy Nothing group, and I also saw one at Goodwill the other day. To the water, I'm going to add 3 cups of pinto beans. One trick I like to do is, while I'm doing all of this, you can start the process by using the saute function. This is kind of awkward to talk about because I'm doing a cooking demonstration, but inevitably, over my 13 years of running plant-based on a budget, I always get asked about flatulence when it comes to beans. So I wanted to address that up front and let you know that I'm not soaking my beans, but if you have some stomach issues and you want to avoid flatulence as much as possible, I would soak my beans overnight. The other things that you can do are add in some things that aid in digestion, like a bay leaf or some cumin. Those also work really well in here. And if you're new to eating beans, know that as you eat more beans over time and get your stomach used to all of the fiber that goes with these beans, it'll get easier. And beans have so many benefits. So I hope you continue to eat them and get your gut used to eating all of those beans. It can be awkward and uncomfortable, but I hope that you continue to give them a try and love them as much as I do. For the simple recipe, all you really need is the water and the beans. And if you want to add some salt, I would start with about half a teaspoon to a teaspoon, depending on how much you like salt. And then you can add later when you do a taste test after they're done cooking. So I'm just going to sprinkle in what I think is about a teaspoon and add in some optional additions. I'm adding in some garlic and some onion. Here is a small onion that has been diced. Again, these are optional. You don't have to add them. And then I'm going to add in some garlic. I'm putting in 4 cloves of garlic, but if you want your beans to be really garlicky, feel free to add in more. You can mince it if you don't have a garlic press. And as usual, I like to make sure I remove all the garlic from my garlic press so that it doesn't go to waste. That's all that I'm adding to my pot, but some other things that you can add are either some jalapenos minced. If you don't like it to be ultra spicy, then you can take out the seeds. If you like it to be spicy, you can even use hotter peppers like habanero or your favorite. You can also add in some red chili flakes or some cumin. Now I'm going to put the lid on. Make sure you close it. If you have a newer one, you don't have to worry about that. I know that the newer ones have the vent that is automatic, but I'm going to seal mine and I'm going to set the timer for 25 minutes and put it on high pressure. 25 minutes has passed and I've let the steam out, and I'm going to lift the lid and I'm going to push the saute button for 25 more minutes. And I'm going to let it do its thing and come back and show you what it looks like. You can see before I start, it's still pretty watery and the beans are not cooked all the way yet. It's going to make the water evaporate and have the beans cook the rest of the way. It finished cooking, and as you can see, they're nice and creamy. I'm going to put them in a bowl, show you. Hopefully they all fit in this bowl, but I'm thinking they might not. Actually, I got this bowl from my friend Alexa's store. Her brand is called Alexa Fueled Naturally, and I love her content. It is so beautiful. And I went to her wedding in Mexico, and it was like her brand all displayed on her wedding. It was so beautiful. Okay, so these beans look so good. I can eat the whole bowl, to be honest, but I would usually serve them alongside some lentil tacos and some rice or quinoa. You can make a bowl instead of tacos if you wanted to, and just put in some lentils or some vegan ground crumbles, and oh, so good. I love how creamy these beans get, but if you don't want creamy beans, you can add a little bit more water at the start before you begin the process with the Instant Pot, and it'll be more brothy. And what I like about that is that you can also use that broth as a soup base. Like if you wanted to do a bean soup or like a taco style soup, and it will have some of the same flavors, especially if you use some of the optional add-ins like the bay leaf and the cumin and the onion and garlic. It can be really flavorful and delicious. But this is how I'm going to eat mine. Another way you can make it more refried style without actually frying it is use an immersion blender to puree some of it and make it really creamy. One thing about that is that it gets a little bit dry, so you'll have to splash some water on it if you want to eat it for day 2 or day 3. All right, I hope you enjoy this recipe. It's so easy, and if you have forgotten to soak your beans, it's a great way to make up some time. And it's so, so, so good. I hope you give this recipe a try. Please be sure to give it a thumbs up and leave a comment below. I'd love to hear from you. Hope you have a good rest of your day, and thanks for watching. Bye.